working on my gooseneck today. A lot of stuff. Eventually I'm gonna make a video and show everything that I've done to it, just kind of go over everything, that all the upgrades and anything I may have done to it. But for today, I had a company reach out to me last week and had asked about doing some product reviews. And these lights that I have right here, those things have been on this trailer for ages and ages, and I have broken this one, and it takes on water, and they're just not up to par anymore. So whenever they asked me about doing a product review, I said, well, my next project that I'm working on is lighting. So they hooked me up. So the name of the company that sent me the light bar is Yitamotor. And I'm not sure if you've seen any of their products before. I went through and looked at their website and saw some of their other products. They've got a lot of stuff. There's a friend of mine, Mr. Tennessee, they sent him a set of steps to restrut for him to try out. I was pretty impressed with them. I'm hoping I'm just as impressed with the light bar. We'll go ahead and get it unboxed and see what they sent us. Open this up. One thing I can say for them, after seeing the steps that came in the other day, and then seeing how this is packaged, this is they really take pride in their packaging. I've noticed that. And this is the combo. This comes with 2 small lights as well, and I have a plan for those. Got your mounting hardware for the light bar, Allen wrench, wiring harness, got the basic on off switch, got the relay. Looks like pretty good stuff. And here is the hardware for the small pods. And then this is a curved light bar. So I'm hoping that these here are spare parts, but there are some things that got loose in the packaging. But there was some things loose in the end with the steps too, and that was spare parts that was taped to the inside. They made sure if we lost anything that we had parts. And the reason this is going on the trailer is that's one reason I've been doing so much work to this trailer. I never know when I'm gonna need it. I never know what I'm gonna be called for to do with it when I do need it. And I just, it's awful having to load a vehicle at night on the side of the road with no light, or even in a parking lot with no light. So, wow, it's pretty awesome. Got the spot and the floods. So I'm going to flip this over and set it back down on here. One thing I always do, and it's nothing towards this company, I don't care who it comes from, I don't want to do a lot of work. I sure don't want drilling holes in my stuff until I make sure the product works. So I'm going to go grab a jump box, and we'll just hook it straight to the jump box, make sure it powers up, and then we'll start the installation. I went ahead and unwrapped the wiring harness, and here are your hot and ground going to the light bar. And what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to be using this particular harness because I've already got lights wired up, but I'm going to show you how you'd install it. I'm assuming most people are going to want this for a vehicle. So right here you've got your relay, which I was happy to see it came with a relay. A lot of them don't. Well, a lot of the ones I've ordered don't, the electronic stuff. But you have a fuse holder, and you would take these and go to your battery, your positive and your negative on your battery. All right, you would take a self-tapping screw or an existing screw, take it out and screw that back into somewhere around the fender. That's what I would do. Then you'll start running your wires, and on this you would run the wires up to the light bar, just finding a good secure way to do that, and zip tie it along the way. And then when you're at the end, if you have any excess, you can just cut it, trim this back, and then connect your wires. All right. These two on this end, they go to these two right here. Red to red, black to black, positive, positive, negative, negative. Now, seeing how this is just a temporary, this is just temporary until I get it set up on my trailer, get it mounted and all that. I'm gonna attach them with wire nuts. Normally, I would use these solder connectors. You place them over the wires and just heat them up, and they shrink down and solder the wires together. But seeing, I will be using them when I actually tie it into the wiring on this trailer. There is some literature out here too that I'm gonna need to put somewhere so it doesn't blow away. Seeing as how I don't have a battery, I'm gonna lay the relay right out here. I'm gonna connect the ground with the jumper cables from my jump box, the positive from my jumper cables from my jump box. The jump box is turned off at the moment. Now, after you get the light bar mounted and mounted down and the hot in the ground ran to the light bar, then you can run the wire for the switch. There is a plug that you can unplug right here to make it easier to run through the firewall of your vehicle, however you're going to do that, to bring it inside the vehicle. And then on the back side of the on-off switch, there is a piece of double-sided tape with some foam behind it. That way it gets a good solid mount, and it does light up off and on. So let's put the fire to it and check it out. Well, there it is. Hit the switch and it goes off. Hit the switch and it comes back on. Off, on. And it is illuminated even when it's off. I guess that would make it easier for you to find it at night. And then when you click the button, it's illuminated also in green when it's on. Not sure if that would be a power drain or not, but if it was on a vehicle that you didn't drive every day, you could pull the fuse if it did drain the power. But with the off button, the off light being lit up all the time, just something I noticed. But like I say, I've already got everything ran that I'm going to be wiring the bar up to, so I won't be using this harness. But if I was needing to use a harness, if I was mounting it on my truck, I would have no problem using that harness. It looks pretty good quality. Love that it's got their name on it, Yitamotor. I didn't notice if the big bar has it on there as well. Pick this stuff up so it doesn't blow away. Yes, it does. Yitamotor right there on that side. So that's pretty awesome. So my first thoughts whenever I saw the light bar and I was thinking about the light bar was putting it right across in front of my toolbox. That way it'd be protected when I was going down the road and different things. But if you can see the problem there, it's not gonna work. So with that being said, I got looking at putting it right here. And that doesn't block the winch from any of its functions, and it'll also give me a lot lower on the deck. So I think that's probably the way I'm gonna go with it. So in the mountain hardware, you have a L bracket, you have one of these washers, looks like got blades on it, a flat washer and a lot washer, and one of these little Allen head bolts right here. I'm gonna go through the lot washer, through the flat washer, and then I'm gonna go through the bracket. Then I'm gonna place this funny looking washer on the back of it, and then thread it into the light bar. The lock and the flat will make sure it doesn't come out, and there's teeth on the bracket and on the light bar to bite on that washer with the blades on it to ensure that it doesn't spin once you get it turned on. once you get it set up. So if you angle it one way or another and then tighten it up, it has to stay put. I'm just going to snug this down just enough so that while I'm messing with it, it won't try to come apart on me, but I can still move it. So now we'll flip it around to the other side. And once again, on this side as well, we're going to go ahead and snug it up. I'm not tightening it down too awful tight for sure. I just want it to where I can still move it to adjust it, but that it's tight enough it's not going to just fall out on me. Now they did provide longer Allen head bolts with washers and lock washers and nuts to go on to fasten it to whatever you're installing it to, but I'm not going to use that. Probably I will probably use a self-tapping bolt to go through there, though it does give a really clean look whenever you have the Allen head and the Allen head there. So I'm not sure yet. I may drill the hole and use these, but I could possibly use a self-tapping bolt. That's what I've used on most everything on this trailer. Now if you have some clamps like this, that's going to help a lot. So I'm going to put it where I think it's somewhat close. Especially if you're doing this by yourself like me. That clamp's got that side. That clamp's got that side. So that'll let me go get a measuring tape, measure out, make sure it's centered up, and also I can come around where you guys are and get another look at, make 100% sure that that's where I want it. If it doesn't go right here, I'll move this tire because it doesn't go with me all the time anyway, and it needs to be moved too, and I will put it right here. Wow, you guys could have said something. That's way off center. Hard to get something curved exactly flush. That's close enough. So what do you guys think? I think it looks freaking amazing. I think it's gonna work pretty good, and I know it looks really good. Fanciest looking thing on this old trailer. This will probably be better with a heat gun, but that's about all I got. Don't get too close or you'll burn the wires, burn the insulation. Just want to watch the solder melt and make sure it shrinks down to where it's going to keep moisture out. I'll let that set for a minute and get hard. Then I'll slide this back up over and shrink wrap it all. Then I'll put this back over it. That part will be done. Here's the hardware for the pods. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and open it. Get all this other stuff out the way. I'm going to take the bolt, drop it in, and then I want the bolt right about here in this orientation. So I also want it just barely offset like I did the other one. Go ahead and put a lock washer on each side. I would have thought it would have had a flat washer that went under there too, but this would be fine. I'm gonna take my 8mm. That's it. I'm not over tightening them at all. And now you can see where they're barely offset to opposite sides. So I was going to show you on the one on the other side, but I didn't hit record. So we're on the driver's side now. Here's the Yitamotor LED pod. This is the wire that I had cut from the one that came off, and it's the same size wire, so I think we'll be all right on that. So first things first, it's making it a lot easier with me already having the holes drilled for the other lights. Make sure I get this the way I want it, or put it this way, make sure I get it as good as it can be. So I'm gonna put that there. Now I'm gonna put my lot washer, and then my nut. Make sure I'm not binding my wiring up. And then I don't want it straight back. I want it tilted out where I can see whatever my tires are headed towards. So that's going to be about right there. And that's got it plenty tight enough. That one's not going anywhere. Now I'll pull a bit of insulation off this one. That was a little bit much. A little bit of insulation off this one. That's way too much. But that's what it is. If I need to, I can shorten it up. I've got these little solder connectors I was telling you guys about earlier. That's what's right there, and it's been here, I don't know how long it was since I put them other lights on. But I don't generally like to twist the wire before it goes into one of those little solder connectors. But with this stuff being so fine and so thin, I don't feel like I'm hurting anything by doing that. That actually looks pretty good right there. So, yep, the insulation, the blue strip is barely covering the insulation on both sides. I think it'll be fine, so we're gonna go ahead and shrink it down. And I probably will come back and put some tape over this stuff later on. But for right now, it's getting dark, it's getting late, and I have to leave and go out of town here in a couple days. That's why I'm kind of trying to get through this. I mean, I'm not trying to rush. I didn't want to rush it. But that's what it is. I wanted it done before I left. Kind of, we got a little anxious and impatient, I guess. So there they are. That's gonna be how that works. And then there's the other one over there. Like I say, I thought I recorded putting it on too. It was the exact same as this one. And I lucked out because I did already have a hole drilled for the light. So anyway, let's cut these bad boys on and see what happens. Everything's working. Not 100% sure about the adjustment, but we'll work on that later tonight. And yeah, I'm gonna pick all my toys up, get everything put back like it's supposed to be, and later on tonight we'll get it out in the pasture and see what it lights up, how it lights up. Pretty dark out here, so figure I'll flip a switch, turn these on, show you what we come up with. So that's with me standing in the middle of the trailer. I'm blocking most of the light. And just to show you guys, y'all know I have the work lights on my truck. My truck's completely off. There's no lights coming from my truck whatsoever. This is all the light bar. And with it being curved, that's one reason I asked for the curved, is because I can literally stand in any spot on the trailer and the deck is still very, very, very well lit. So I'm extremely happy with these. Like I say, can't do a long-term review because this is my first light bar. This is my first dealing with the company Yitamotor. But as far as the packaging, the first impression out of the box and all that, I mean, I doubt I'll have to tie anything that far back and pull it to get it on the truck. Now, the little pods underneath the truck, I know it doesn't seem like they're doing that much, and you kind of wonder where one light runs in, the other light runs out. But those things, they're pretty bright for what they are as well. I mean, you can see the trails going out just like what I wanted, coming out, so it's going to light up behind my tires so I can see when I'm backing up, even in a dark field like this. And those are the only 3 lights burning in this field. So me personally, I'm pretty impressed at this point. Like I say, this company reached out to me and a friend of mine, and they sent him a set of steps. I'm gonna put that video, his video, in the description of this video. Yitamotor is the name of the company. For all 3 of these price lights, I thought they were priced really good. Now I don't buy a lot of this stuff, but I would have expected to pay probably double, for what they offered here. And as long as they hold up and they keep doing what they're doing tonight, I don't see me needing any more lights. Now, it's been a very long day, and I was really hot when I started making this video. I wasn't gonna make it the next week, but I didn't expect the package to get here so fast either. They just sent it a few days ago, and normally, even with Amazon, it takes me a while to get stuff. It doesn't come right, you know, right on like everybody else's does. Everybody else orders something on Monday, they got it by Wednesday. I order something on Monday, I might have it by the next Tuesday from Amazon. So, as far as the first impression on the company, I like them so far. As far as my first impression on the packaging, on the steps that my buddy did, and this, they definitely good packaging. Trying to make sure nothing gets damaged in transit. My first impression on the lights, they seem well built and easy to install. Now, when I was installing the light bar, there were 2 rubber pads. I saw them, I knew what they were. I was hot, I forgot to put them in there between where the mount for the light and the metal that I bolted it to. I'll try to put that in next time I'm home. I do have both of them sitting right in my door pocket in my pickup, so I won't forget about that. I don't think any of the lights need to be adjusted or anything. They seem pretty dead on what I want. And they also say they're going to give me a discount code for you guys if you want to check into the lights or anything else they may. I don't know if it's just on the lights or something else they may offer too. But yeah, if you're looking for a reasonably priced light, curved light bar and a set of LED pods, I'd definitely check them out. But thank you, Yitamotor, for giving me the opportunity to do this video for you. You've definitely brightened up my life, and I appreciate everybody that's watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.